Hey everyone, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. We are making a fall themed card that is perfect for any foodie. Maybe it's somebody in your family, somebody that likes to cook or bake, or maybe you just like to eat together. So I've got some white cardstock that is cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and then I have the color layering Delft Floral Stencils from Hero Arts. And you can see that I've got it on my gel press plate. If you've got one of those sticky mats, you could use that too. I'm starting with the first layer, and that has the biggest openings. And with that, I am going to be using my lightest color. In this case, it's Cashmere from Catherine Pooler. And I'm using a medium blending brush from scrapbook.com to apply this color through the stencil. There's 3 layers to this, and you can see that there's little boxes in the corners. That's to help you line things up. In this case, I didn't use them because of the gel plate and the way I'm working with them, but you can definitely use those tick marks to kind of help you line everything up. But this stencil is really easy to kind of figure out as you go. So there's that first layer. I didn't want it to be completely perfectly smooth, so I'm heavier in some spots, lighter in some others, but not too extreme. Just want it to look nice, just nice. Handmade, not printed. Does that make sense? So for the next layer, I'm going with Amber, also from Catherine Pooler. And I've got another medium blending brush. And now I'm going to apply that color through the second stencil. Again, this card would be great for anybody that you like to eat with, really. Because I don't know if you saw the stencil, but not the stencil, the stamped sentiment, but it says time to carb load and celebrate. So this is perfect for it could even be an invitation, for a party where you're going to just sit down and eat some good food. And you don't have to do these colors if you don't want to. I wanted to go with something fall themed because it is still feeling like summer here in New York. And I tell you what, all I want is to feel some fall weather. So I went with fall colors for this. So now I'm lining up that third stencil. This is the final layer. I'm just making sure that I have those, lined up correctly. And then I have Icing on the Cake ink, which is also from Catherine Pooler. And we're just going to quickly apply that with the medium blending brush again. I've got a different color for each color family. So here we go, the big reveal. Ta-da! Isn't that nice? Look at how pretty that is. I love that. I've seen a lot of people do shades of blue with this, but I really wanted to go with autumnal colors. So now I have the classic Casserole die set. I believe that this came out in June. Actually, I think the stencil set came out in June too. And I pre-cut some of those casserole dishes. I got a little guy and I got a bigger guy, and I used a nice brown and then a goldenrod kind of color. That goldenrod color is from Spellbinders. That is not the name of it. I don't know what the name is. I just have a bunch of colors of Spellbinders cardstock and I have no idea what the names are. I really need to figure that out. The brown is not from Spellbinders though. You can see that these are really easy to layer up. Super simple. That strip goes right on the top, so it looks like that rolled over edge, matching that interior color. So cool. You could do this a bunch of different ways. You can have that strip a different color. You can use the lids. You can omit using the lids. You can use other colors to layer inside where the die cuts are. So the flower can be one color and the leaves can be another color. Lots of different things that you can do, but I kept this pretty simple. I didn't want to go too crazy with getting this all set up. I just wanted a fun foodie card, Have you used this set before? Have you seen this set? I feel like I haven't seen a lot of people use the classic Casserole die set, and I'm not sure why, because it is so cute. I know people go bananas over collecting casserole dishes like this, so I'm surprised that I'm not seeing it kind of out there a little bit more, but maybe you know how the algorithm is. It doesn't show you what you want to see. So there it is with the lids. Again, you can use it with or without the lids. I think it's adorable. So now I've decided that I'm going to put it in the corner. I'm just checking to see if I like it with the lids or not. At first, I was not going to use the lids, but then I decided, you know what? Pretty cute with them. but they're not really popping off of the page enough. So I've got some vellum, and if you watch my channel, you have probably seen me use vellum for projects that need something to show off, but you don't want to really hide the whole background. It's a great way to kind of create some separation without hiding it. And it just makes that whatever you have on the top layer stand out more. And it does a really good job. This vellum is from Michaels. You can use whatever vellum you have. It's just a nice thick vellum. Not super thick because obviously you could still see through it, but it's thick enough where it does the job. It hides what I want hidden enough without it, just being white, right? So I'm just trimming that off. I happen to have a piece that was already torn. I did tear a little bit more of it, and I'll tear some more off screen later when I start applying it. So I've got the amber color back and one of my small Waffle Flower Shader 1 Plus brushes, and I'm applying it to the sides of the casserole dishes just to give it some dimension, faux dimension. It looks super harsh right now. It will dry back. I'm still kind of getting used to how harsh Catherine Pooler inks look at first, and then they look so much better. Not that this looks bad. In fact, it looks way better on camera than it did when I was doing it. At first, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally just ruined these casserole dishes. But in the finished photos, you'll see that they've dried back and they look just perfect. So now we are going to move on. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach the vellum, because as you know, it's really hard to attach vellum unless you're doing something that is purposely like visible, like staples or eyelets or something like that. So the side was a little bit longer than 4 inches. So I just folded it over and added some glue there. So that side is tucked under and it's glued down. Now I have to contend with the other side. So what I'm going to do is glue down my casserole dishes, and then underneath where the casserole dishes are, I will add glue there. Is it perfect? No. Does it matter? No. People are not going to go lifting things up. The casserole dishes are big enough where they glue down a big enough section of the vellum where it's not like flopping around. It's fine. If you don't like this method, you can definitely make your vellum longer and wrap it on both sides. I didn't think of it at the time. I was just excited that I already had a piece of vellum that was looking like it was meant to be on this card. But again, you can also do something that is meant to be seen, like eyelets or staples or something like that. And that's always a fun, simple way to not only tack down your vellum, but also add embellishments. So I ask you, do you still use vellum? Have you ever used vellum? I love vellum. I think it's a great type of paper to work with. It does a lot of cool things and gives you some really nice effects in a pretty simple way. Now here is a stamp set that is amazing. Again, the sentiment I picked out says time to carb load and celebrate. It's from Spellbinders. It's called Stay Saucy. And seriously, if you like pasta or food or whatever, like, it's really a pasta themed stamp set, but this was perfect for this particular card. I was looking for a What's Cookin' stamp set, but I couldn't find it in any of my stuff. I'm sure I have a What's Cookin' somewhere, but I couldn't remember where. I need to start using my mustache app that I just acquired and start inventorying all of my things, because I got a lot of sentiments and I can never remember where the sentiments are. Have you heard about this app yet? Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. It's so good. It's called Must Stash, but it's all one word. It's great. It's great. Look into it. It's really good. Anyway, I've got my sentiment trimmed down. I'm trying to figure out where I want it. I thought I wanted it there, but then I popped it up high on the right side and I said, you know what? That's perfect. I thought I wanted it integrated with the stuff that's happening in the lower corner, just so that they all look connected, but it really needed to be up high. I thought that was much, much better. Got my Pear Blossom Press Cardmaker's T-Square, and I'm just making sure that that's straightened out. And it's a good thing I grabbed it because it was not straight. Here's my card base, and I'm grabbing Cashmere again, and I'm going to get my medium blending brush for the second time, and I'm going to ink blend the edges a bit. This is going to look super rough at first, but again, these inks smooth out quite a bit. And you're not going to see all of the mess, you know, because it's really only like 1/8 of an inch or so that's on each side. See that? You're really not going to see it. But look at that. Isn't that so cute? I would have totally given this to my grandmother or my nana. I had a grandmother and a nana, right? Do you have 2 different names for your grandparents? I did. If they were still here, I would have totally done that because I think they would really like this card, because those casserole dishes remind me of them. They remind me of my mom. They just remind me of, like, you know, eating together and just stuffing our faces and having a good old time. So that's my card. I think it's adorable. I really want to try using those layering stencils with other colors. How would you use them? Would you use them with these casserole dishes, or would you use them with something else? I would love to know in the comments. So thank you so much for hanging out. Everything's linked below as per usual. I will be back very soon with another video. Be well, stay safe. Peace out.